Hey everybody, it's Peter again here. I am in the Den, Capitol Hole here at Field House, and I just want to make a quick video to talk about one of my New Year's resolutions actually, to request some feedback on it, and then to offer at least an initial thought that I've had. One of the things that I have been looking to do this year is to study and really seek to apply, see how I evaluate basically the fourth commandment in the life of the modern Christian. I think that it's one of those things that there are people who talk about it, but it's not something you hear about as much, and it's funny that the people who do talk about it tend to really obsess over it. So for instance, you have the Seventh-day Adventist church or something like that, where it's kind of weird. That's the church that keeps the Sabbath. Was you don't really see church like, we are the church that does not murder. We are the church that definitely says adultery is wrong. The other 9 of the commandments, everybody seems to be really on board with just that stuff you should do. We don't seem to talk much about the fourth commandment. Now, obviously, in certain particularly Reformed and, like I said, Adventist circles, you'll see that more discussed. But it's still something that isn't talked about as much. So here's my question. As I'm going through and studying this, if anyone out there has any resources that they think would be helpful, I would love to read them and look at them as I go forward. And, so feel free to shoot me a line on those. Now, I will say something that I've thought about recently in connection with this, as I've been seeking throughout January, been trying to be more deliberate about, well, okay, if nothing else, let's start to take just some steps towards what I perceive as being some ways to abide by the fourth commandment and see how that unfolds in my life, even as I've been trying to do more research into it and read more books. My brother actually suggested one which I'm planning on reading as well. But one of the things I was thinking about is, okay, so obviously this last Sunday was Super Bowl Sunday, which is the prime festival of the religion of America. And I didn't watch it, I'll be honest, but that mostly had to do with the fact that I don't particularly care for either of the teams involved. I'm not going to try to say there was some big noble cause behind that. But I would say this, to the people who did watch it, you could make the case to me, like I said, I haven't studied that far into it. Maybe I'll change my mind by the end of the year as I'm spending this year studying the Sabbath and how the believer is supposed to interact with it. Maybe I'll change my mind. But right now I'd say, okay, wait, you went to see the Super Bowl, or you watched it, you were at somebody's house. That's great, sure, whatever. On one level, I would say the best justification you have for doing it is a cultural touchstone. Everybody goes and sees it. Everybody does it. So here would be what I would challenge you to do. As someone who did go to see it on Sunday, you participated in a Super Bowl celebration. Well, this year you have a great chance because you have, all the cheating scandals that were involved leading up to the Super Bowl and et cetera, et cetera. It's a good time to have a conversation with some of your secular coworkers. Be like, or any other people that you interact with who aren't Christians. Bring up, why is cheating wrong? Were people upset, as I hinted at in my Facebook status on Sunday? Is cheating wrong, or is the fact that you got caught cheating, is that what was actually wrong? Because you've got a great inroad there to really start discussing relative morality with people, and how that can be extrapolated to the rest of your life. Why are you upset that the Patriots got caught cheating? Why is that a big deal? We tend to be okay with an ends justifies means concept in general. How is that not, a continuation of it? So you've got some great, I think, opportunities there to really go forward and be deliberate and make those conversations happen. But I would say I would say this to you. I'm not going to say, like I said, where I'm sitting right now, that it was a sin to watch the Super Bowl on Sunday or anything to that effect. But I will say it's a horrible waste if you don't use that in your life while talking with the people around you. I engage in a lot of forms of entertainment, reading watching, gaming, etc., etc. And I always try to keep in my mind, one of the things is what I'm doing now, if I can't make this actually apply to communicate with a non-believer, it probably actually is time ill spent, regardless of how innocent that endeavor might be. So in the nature, if I was just thinking about Sundays, as I'm thinking about Sabbath keeping and what that might entail, and I think about an event like what happened this past Sunday, those were some of the thoughts that came to my mind. Some things I would challenge you, my viewer, to do. I'm going to assume you watch the Super Bowl, since most people do. I hope you watch the commercials too, so you can talk about that just takes it to the next level. Most people watch Super Bowl for the commercials. If you're going to watch the Super Bowl, you should watch the commercials, just so that you can talk about them too, I think. So basically, that's the quick and dirty that I'm trying to get out here, is that if you spent this past Sunday watching the Super Bowl, good. God bless you for it, because now you can talk to people about it. And I would encourage you to go do that. Until my next video, which I have a new, actually this year, I got a new setup so that I can do all of my video taping by myself. Hopefully don't have to always wait for my brother, which is good. I enjoy it when he can do it with me, but he's busier than I am. So hopefully I'll be able to get out stuff a little more regularly. And I actually hope to keep people updated on my studies on the Sabbath as well. But in the meantime, I hope you'll take this little word and move forward in the week, trying to just spread the gospel to those around you.